Hello, Dylan.
Hey, Matt.
Tomorrow's Halloween.
Yeah, it is. Fucking. But the thing is, you know what the day after that is?
The start of the Christmas season,
It's
baby.
Christmas! Brother!
And also,
Sorry.
it's the 30-year anniversary of Nightmare Before Christmas coming out.
Yeah, so I think what's going to happen is we're going to talk our way through Nightmare Before Christmas, and then maybe, if you're up for it, we can settle a debate that has almost been running as long as the Is Die Hard a Christmas movie debate, which we will discuss. Is The Nightmare Before Christmas a Halloween or Christmas movie?
Which, all right. Well,
Do you want to get to it now? Do you want to do it now?
So here's my argument. For a long time, I
Okay.
said it's the perfect Thanksgiving movie because it it captures both vibes. You're like right there. You're still feeling a little
I
bit
have
spooky.
a definitive opinion.
I'm of two minds.
Okay. Your first one's like, it doesn't fucking matter.
Well, I was gonna say like I am more often watching this at Christmas time than I'm watching it at Halloween time because Christmas makes up 90% of the movie.
My thought is this stops being a Halloween movie after the first scene.
Exactly.
This is no longer a Halloween movie. As soon as they get done singing This Is Halloween, it becomes a Christmas
It
movie.
becomes a Christmas movie. Now here's
100%.
Here's my argument for why
Your counterclaim?
my counterclaim is that I think the movie loses steam the second that Jack goes on
Christmas.
to Christmas and starts delivering presents. And I'm always just like, Jesus, is this thing over yet? It's an hour and 75 minutes. And I'm like, God, Jim.
Hold on. It's an hour and 15 minutes. You just said it's an hour and 75
Yes, sorry, yes. It's 75 minutes long. And I'm just like, by the time he's like doing the deliveries, all of the good songs are gone at that point. Like,
It's true.
you're not meeting any new and interesting characters anymore, so you're just like, all right, let's get this over with. So in that
when
sense,
do they sing,
I have
when do they sing Oogie Boogie? Because that's the last good song.
yeah, that's pretty much exactly. So like in that realm, I have way more fun when we're just hanging out in Halloween Town than when we're actually doing the Christmas Land stuff. But at the end of the day, I don't know. I don't think it fucking matters. I think you can watch it whenever you want.
Matter. I just think it's I always think it's funny because it's always the people that like that are also obsessed with this fucking movie that are having that argument. I have the same issues with this movie as I do with most like ICP related things, which I'm like, I like the movie and I like the music. I fucking hate the fans.
Yeah, well, that's what I was gonna say. I think we might be the two worst people to be talking about this movie because, like, we might be the only two people on Earth who just casually like Nightmare Before Christmas and didn't make it part of our identity. Like,
and the thing is you ever tell somebody that you're into spooky shit?
oh, you'll get this for the. I have so many I have never once purchased a Nightmare Before Christmas thing for myself, but you would not know that if you looked at the decor in my house that has been provided by friends and family on birthday and Christmas time.
Yep.
Especially having an October birthday
so
because this
much.
stuff is just out in the wild.
So much Nightmare Before Christmas merchandise has entered our collective lives. Like it's absolutely insane. To the point where I kind of swore this movie off for a very long time.
Yeah.
Because it became it was everywhere and still is to a certain extent.
So
Honestly.
So let me ask a couple questions here.
Yeah,
we'll start with
shoot.
questions about the movie.
Questions about the movie.
I had a realization watching this movie at the very end. Jack Skellington comes back and they're singing Jack's Back. It's a celebratory song.
Jack is back and he's back.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
But I'm like watching this and I'm like, it finally clicks in my head a question that I guess has always subconsciously been there. Why does everybody care so much about what Jack Skellington's opinion is on anything? Like, he's not the mayor. We've established he's not the mayor. He's barely the most terrifying person in Halloween Town.
He's the Pumpkin King.
Yeah, great.
I don't know about you. I don't know what you know about the government, but I think the king supersedes the mayor.
But I feel like the Pumpkin King is not as much of a political hierarchy as like when someone's the mattress king. Like it's just that they're the supplier of the thing that people need. So then it's like, is Jack like a mob boss? Like, it's just like, hey man,
it kind of seems like he's just the most popular kid at the high school.
that's what I mean.
Like,
I'm very
really
confused by this.
Hey Jack.
Yeah.
Hey ladies, like
it's just so strange. Like, yeah, he's the one that like has to make the ugly girl prom queen at the end of the movie in any other film. Like it's just so. I'm like, this is so strange and weird, and
that
I don't
we're all
get it.
looking at Jack.
Yeah.
Well, I think I feel like there's other characters that point that out.
Like Santa?
Maybe Oogie Boogie's the good guy in this movie.
Honestly, yes. Because like Oogie Boogie
did not kidnap Santa.
he didn't. No. Oogie Boogie was just like Oogie Boogie honestly is the creepiest person in Halloween Town and should be the person.
Yep. He's just being Oogie Boogie.
Yeah.
Like this Santa would not be in danger with Oogie Boogie if Jack didn't put Santa in danger.
This is fair. I want us to talk about the soundtrack as well. And I want us to talk about like how many cover albums there have been or like indirect covers that have existed in this, because if I recall correctly, yes.
I mean, there's nothing better than Nightmare Revisited.
Ugh. Well, and then there's
that I picked
also
up from Hot Topic.
I also own it. But did you know, or do you remember in 2006 when they did Nightmare Before Christmas 3D, it did come with a bonus disc of 5 cover songs.
I did.
That included kind of honestly more of the famous covers than on Nightmare Revisited, because you get the Fall Out Boy, What's This? You get the Panic at the Disco, This Is Halloween. And you get, I've heard this She Wants Revenge cover of Making Christmas, which is just fucking garbage. It's so, She Wants Revenge is not a band for me, but I bet you fucking loved them. That's it.
So I actually just heard of them more recently. Teddy actually listened to more She Wants Revenge back in the day than I did. But when I discovered them, when I heard them, I looked at her and was like, I've listened to every band that sounds like this. That's not them. Like this, She Wants Revenge is just trying to do Bauhaus in fucking 2000. Like,
I also see that Fiona Apple did a song on this. What song did she do?
Dude, I don't fucking know. Let me look.
I'm like curious.
Sally's song.
God.
I guess there's something in the wind.
So a couple years ago for Horror Movie Night, we would do this segment called Soundtracking, and one Halloween we did a soundtracking on this, and I think that, or on the Nightmare Revisited cover album.
Oh yeah, and hold on. Let's do an aside and talk about that album.
Yeah,
definitely.
Cause,
go ahead.
Because I feel like it's more bad than good. Look, when the Manson cover of This Is Halloween is one of the peaks, like it's not great. I'll tell you, underrated cover on that album though. All American Rejects doing Jack's Lament.
Fuck yeah. That's exactly what I was going to say. That is the best cover on that album. I listen to it constantly. Can we talk about some covers that make me really disappointed?
Would it be Sparkle Horse's 6-minute version of Jack's Obsession?
Yeah, it's that one. It's the fact that they turned the Oogie Boogie song into an instrumental.
And then I just read this when I clicked into the Wikipedia page. The American Psychobilly band Tiger Army provided a cover of Oogie Boogie song that did not make it onto the physical CD.
Oh, dude. That song is basically already a Psychobilly song.
That's what I mean.
Fucking awesome. That would have been fucking awesome.
I'm trying
But you know, we're stuck with that fucking instrumental. I'll be honest, the What's This cover by Flyleaf? Awful. I hate that cover.
Awful.
That cover.
I love Polyphonic Spree. I'm one of the biggest Polyphonic Spree fans you'll ever meet. Man, did they do the town meeting song a general disservice.
Super. Now, sleeper one. I love Shiny Toy Guns doing the finale.
I barely remember it. I was going to say the other big one that I love on that album, and I barely know this again, sounds like an artist that you would listen to because I barely know who they are. But RJD2's like trancy cover of the like Christmas Eve montage. That's like kind of just like a lo-fi hip hop cover. All in for it.
So RJD2 is a DJ that I've definitely seen live, but never got super into. He's just played a festival.
I was gonna say, you didn't go out of your way to see it.
Yeah.
TIAA is on a mission. Why? Because 54% of Black Americans don't have enough savings to retire. So in collaboration with big-name artists like Wyclef Jean, TIAA released Paper Right. New music inspiring a new financial future. With 100% of streaming sales going to a nonprofit that teaches students how to invest. Stream Paper Right now and help close the gap.
Put down that smartphone and listen to me. I'm Matthew Milligan, professional musician and lifelong Weird Al fan. Each week, I'm joined by professional podcaster and close personal friend Matt Kelly to take a dive off the deep end into the vast career of pop culture icon Weird Al Yankovic on our show, Weird Algorithm. Along with some very special guests from the worlds of music and comedy, we tackle every song, every television appearance, and every bit of sketch comedy Al has produced in chronological order, covering the good old days of My Bologna and Eat It, the fun zone of tacky and white and nerdy, and everything in between. As we go, we're ranking the songs, albums, and music videos in the hopes of creating the ultimate guide to a career bigger than the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota. So the next time you're having one of those days, stuck in a traffic jam, wondering why does this always happen to me, just kick off your sneakers and stick around for a while because we've got it all on Weird Algorithm. Available wherever you get your podcasts. And now you know. Was that enough references?
Here's another thing that I did not ever think of, but there was a Wikipedia category here that said accusations of racism.
Oh,
and I said,
what?
And I said, all right, let's dive into this. And I feel like over the last couple of years, we've been learning that Tim Burton might be a bit of a jerk, right? Like he's kind of a, so Tim Burton, for starters, there's a whole thing about the rights of this movie to begin with, where it's listed as Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas. And while it is based on an idea that he came up with, he didn't direct it.
Yes.
And then it really hurt the director of this movie because when he made Coraline, it was listed as just from the director of Nightmare Before Christmas, which meant that everyone just assumed that Tim Burton made Coraline.
Which, when push comes to shove, I would watch Coraline 9 times out of 10. Like
it's a great movie.
Easily over Nightmare Before Christmas.
I keep forgetting how to pronounce this dude's name.
Henry Selick?
Selick. Henry Selick.
Dude, he also made fucking Monkey Bone.
Yeah, I was going to say
Monkey Bone.
All home runs.
God damn, but that's such a good movie.
So when Danny Elfman was working on the movie, he feared that the characterizations of Oogie Boogie could be considered racist by the NAACP. The screenwriter, Carolyn Thompson, raised similar concerns to Burton about this character, and Burton told the both of them they were being overly sensitive. Elfman and Carolyn's predictions, however, did come true. However, director Harry Selick stated that the character was actually inspired by the Betty Boop cartoon Old Man in the Mountain. He said Cab Calloway would dance these jazz numbers and sing Minnie the Moocher, Old Man on the Mountain, and we tried to rotoscope and they would rotoscope him, trace him, and then turn him into a cartoon character, often transforming him into some type of animal like a walrus. I think those are some of the most innovative moments in cartoon history and are in no way racist, even if it is sometimes the villain. That's why we made sure to talk to Ken Page, who is a black singer, to make sure that he had no problems with what that we were doing with the character. But
fucking wild.
I do think that it is so on point with the more information that we've learned about Tim Burton that a bunch of people told him that his idea could be conceived as racist, and he was just like, "Oh, stop being babies." Like
that feels like, and not even like going with the racism thing. It kind of feels like if you were to tell Tim Burton anything you don't agree with him, he would just be a complete dipshit about it.
Yeah.
I think everything that we've learned about that man is definitely like, that man is stubborn as fuck, even in like the worst ways.
So Possible sequel is another category here on Wikipedia.
Of course.
In 2002, Disney began considering producing a sequel, but rather than using stop motion, they wanted to use computer animation. Burton convinced Disney to drop the idea. Tim Burton said he was always very protective of it, not to do sequels or things of that kind. And then he said, like Jack visits the Thanksgiving world and all these other things just because I felt like the movie had purity to it and that people would like it. But now it's become like this mass marketed thing. I'm trying to keep the purity to it. Now they did make a sequel that was a video game that I'm assuming you played because God knows I didn't play video games in 2004. So tell me about Oogie's Revenge.
2004, Oogie's Revenge. I came out for the PlayStation 2. I think it also came out for the Xbox. But I got it for Christmas that year. Topical for sure. And it is set a year after the events of the movie. And it is more of what you're talking about. Yes, things do happen around Christmas time, but it is a lot more spooky. However, it does bring in some of the stuff you're talking about. You do interact with the Valentine's Day door. You interact with the St. Patrick's Day door. There's stuff like that, but I feel like it was done in a really good and clever way. There are music events that are done through like QuickTime events, very Guitar Hero-y, but with a regular controller. I tried to drop a reference you would understand.
Yes, got it. I played Guitar Hero once.
Yeah, hell yeah. But it's an action adventure game, and it's really good. Highly recommend any of our listeners that are into video games. It is a fun sequel to the movie, and it's a great game to play.
So it looks like,
especially around this time of year,
it looks like the game, just looking on the Wikipedia for this game, the reviews wise, I feel like I've never seen anything more down the center.
Yeah,
the scores were like C, 5 out of 10, 30 out of 40, 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10, 3 stars out of 5 stars, 6 out of 10. Yeah. It seems like it's inoffensive, but also not like anyone's like favorite game of that year.
Yeah, if anything, it's been coming back like nowadays where people look back and go, hey, that was actually pretty fun to play. I think at the time it definitely had its issues, as many PlayStation 2 games had. I would say it's not like the best game in the world, but it's definitely worth checking out if you're A, into Nightmare Before Christmas, or B, into any of those like weird horror themed platformers that came out around the time. Talking about American McGee's Alice, or the sequel that came out a little bit after, that are basically creepy takes on Alice in Wonderland.
All right.
Definitely a fun game. Not a fantastic game, I wouldn't say that, but definitely if you're into Nightmare Before Christmas, highly recommend, if not playing the game, checking out like a video documentary on it on YouTube or something.
All right. So there's more sequel news, though. It says in February of 2019, it was reported that the film was in the works with Disney as they were considering to do a stop-motion sequel or a live-action remake. A thing that's the biggest appeal of the movie is the stop-motion of it all.
Yeah, I don't want to see anything. Yeah, what the fuck? The only reason this movie is any good or watchable is the stop-motion animation.
Is the stop-motion.
You take that away, we have both seen... I texted you the other day and said, hey, did you see the live performer of Jack Skellington in Disneyland? It is horrifying.
It's terrifying.
It looks like a gray. It looks like a gray alien.
So there is officially a sequel, though, Dylan. There is officially a sequel in the form of a young adult novel.
That was at the book fair that I was just attending.
Disney published it. Long Live the Pumpkin Queen. It features Sally as the main character and is told from her point of view of the events that took place immediately following the film.
That's fun.
But literally just a couple days ago,
great,
on my birthday,
on your birthday,
the director of Nightmare Before Christmas said that he was inclined to consider doing a prequel film about how Jack became the king of Halloween Town, which is the only question I want answered.
Can you repeat again what you just said?
He wants to make
king of Halloween Town.
Yeah.
Again, superseding the mayor.
That's what I'm saying. Look, give me that movie and explain this to me, and I'll go, okay, cool, I get it.
Like, why is Jack just a jock? Like, just a popular kid in high school? Or is he actual royalty?
It's all chaos, man. It's all chaos. Now, I think the biggest question I need to ask,
yes,
we have to rank, to some extent, rank the songs of Nightmare Before Christmas. And we're not going to go through every single one of these songs. I'm going to spitball the song, and we'll just give it a thumbs up, thumbs down on how we feel about it.
All right.
This is Halloween. Thumbs up, right?
God.
Like, it's overplayed as hell, but it's overplayed because it's great.
That's where I'm at. I'm like, thumbs up for This Is Halloween in like a real general manner. In like I will probably still never listen to that song again by my own choice for the rest of my life because of how many times I've heard it. But yes, good song.
Strong contender for favorite song in the movie for me, Jack's Lament.
Not a contender for me. It is my favorite song.
Yeah.
In the show. It is hands down my favorite song. I love this version. We talked about the All American Rejects version. Love that version a lot. I would love an opportunity to sing this song on stage.
It's specific. I feel like you and I are in agreement. It's specifically this one part of the song that does it for me, which is the "Oh, there's an empty place in my life." Like that melody line
that
is
calls
just perfect.
out for something unknown. The fame embrace comes year after year. Oh, it's so good.
Here's a hot take.
Yeah.
What's
take.
this?
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I don't hate the song. I like What's This, but it's also like feels very inconsequential to me. Where I'm like,
Agreed.
Okay.
Town Meeting song, I think kind of underrated actually.
I don't even remember that song. What is it?
That's the one where he's telling them
it?
all about Christmas, and he's like, "That's not the point of Christmas land."
I mean, if I don't remember it, thumbs down.
But I think it's an underrated song. I think when you listen to it, you're like, oh, this one's fine. I don't remember. Oh, Jack's Obsession, whatever. Like probably my least favorite of the main songs.
Which one is that?
That's the one that all the townspeople are singing outside of Jack's house as he's like.
Is that the Something's Wrong with Jack?
Yeah.
Or is that one literally called Something's
No,
Wrong
that's
with
Something's Wrong with Jack. Jack's Obsession. I don't like that one at all. Probably my least favorite.
Okay.
Huge shout out to this one. Great vocal performance by three amazing human beings. Kidnap the Sandy Claus. You got Paul Rubens, Catherine O'Hare, and Danny Elfman crushing it. I really do enjoy this one. Making Christmas. I'm over.
Okay. I used to like Kidnap the Santa Claus until you got to remember.
Until you heard how much better it is when Korn sings it.
That's my thing. It's like you've got to understand that when this album came out, I was in like early high school. Like I was in high school when Nightmare Revisited came out. So that shit, as much as I look back and go, fuck that. That cover of Kidnap Santa Claus. Kidnap the Santa Claus. And Mr. Oogie Oogie Man. Like that shit got nonstop play in my fucking car.
I really think that song. There's so many videos of those three actors performing it live in Hollywood.
That's so fun.
And just watching like. Because it's really the only, to me, it's the best song where it's like it's almost like a Beastie Boys song. You know what I mean? Like where you're watching the Beastie Boys and they're like trading on every single
and they're
sentence.
riffing off of one another.
Like I really like that one. Making Christmas, I think, is overrated as fuck. Personally,
that's another one that the cover ruined it for me because I didn't. But it's the opposite. Like I didn't like the cover, and I don't like Rise Against. So whenever I hear this song, I think of them. And I just don't like it.
Yeah.
Sorry. I have weird shit.
Well, I mean, here's the only one that could possibly top Jack's Lament for my favorite. Fucking Oogie Boogie song. This song is great. This is a song that I've performed at karaoke a few times. It is a fun song to do.
Oh, God. Ken Page is the movie stealer.
Oh,
I feel.
he's
like Ken
so
Page
good.
is just for cliche aside, oozes all over this not album but this movie. So fucking good.
Well, and I always remember him specifically as a child for the King Gator in All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Yes.
Which, like, absolutely was another game changer in my life.
Good.
We already talked about this earlier. I have never liked Sally's song. Does nothing for me. It's too slow. Like I said, the song fun ends after Oogie Boogie, because then the last one we get is Poor Jack, which is another one that I'm just like, whatever. And then, like we said, the Jack's Back finale, reprise, whatever.
I like the finale. Honestly, I love the finale. I do highly recommend checking out the Shiny Toy Guns cover from that album. That is actually one that I do listen to. It's that and the All American Rejects cover. Those are the two that I revisit from that album.
Yeah.
At all, honestly.
100%.
But it is a very cool, like, sweeping orchestral type deal, and it all comes together. It's really good. Yeah, it's fine.
So the last thing I want to say about this movie, to tie it to Christmas stuff, something I really appreciated on my most recent rewatch of it is that I like that Santa kind of just walks off pissed. That Santa's not just like, oh, it's all a big misunderstanding. Christmas is about forgiveness. He's just like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Jack? Like, stick to your goddamn holiday and stop ruining mine. And then just like storms off. And he like, you know, he throws them a little bit of like, hey, here's some snow. But he leaves pissed.
Jack should go to prison.
He should. He should go to holiday prison. He should have
there's
his
no
crown.
reason.
It should be like the Marquis de Sade to him.
He should be executed in front of all the members of Halloween Town.
Yeah.
Like, give him the guillotine, drop it down, because that motherfucker tried to kidnap someone. No, he didn't try.
He successfully did. Yes.
He successfully kidnapped and was like trying to be weird about it too. Like, hey
buddy,
it's okay that I kidnapped you.
Yeah. And also, let's not forget, he did briefly steal the Easter Bunny too.
That's true. He did also briefly steal the Easter Bunny, and he kind of tried to kill kids.
He certainly
these toys
used kids.
Are dangerous as fuck.
These toys are very dangerous. Also, just saying, he turned a bunch of adolescents into his like drug mules, doing his bidding to go and like steal Santa Claus. Like, there's a lot. There's a lot of. I mean, I would love to see someone like Legal Eagle actually list all of the crimes of Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah. Before we wrap up, because it is the day before Halloween.
It is the day before Halloween.
And you have been you have been going crazy with the horror movie watching.
Yeah.
I mean, you have really stepped it up this year.
Big time.
I feel like. Any tips for someone who's trying to do better every year at squeezing as much in as possible?
So all I did was honestly sit down and I looked at my list of course I have a Word document of all my DVDs.
Hell yeah.
And I just copy and pasted the Word document into a separate document, and I just started deleting things until I was like, what are movies that I just haven't really revisited in a while that I know I love? And then like also keeping a few that feel like yearly watches. And then, you know, I've started seeing somebody, so that also turned into a thing where it's like, well, what are like your favorite things to watch at this time of year? And like, what are things that you haven't seen but you want it to see? So it's kind of been like a nice hodgepodge of all of that. But that's basically been it. And also it's just been like, hey, I've got an hour to kill and Frankenstein is an hour long. You know, like a lot of those old Universal black and white movies are like hour to like an hour and 15-minute long runtime, so they're easy to like pop on in the morning when I'm getting ready, or like put on when it's like I'm ready for bed but I'm not sleepy just yet, like it's like 9 o'clock and I don't want to like dive into a new show or something. It's like, oh, throw on one of these like shorter ones. But that's basically been it. But
yeah, I've been looking forward to I looked forward to it every day. Like when I popped on Instagram or something and I see your post, you're like, what's Matt running through today? I liked it.
I mean, I'm trying. So hopefully we'll see. We'll see. At the rate I'm going at the time we're recording this, I could crack 100 before we get
100%. Dude, you were up to what? Like
I'm up
30?
to 41 right now.
You're fuck, dude. That's insane. I was trying to keep like some kayfabe on the podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know why, because I never do.
Everyone
any other
knows
time.
that we record this shit way too early, so it's fine.
Yeah. But that shit, it's so good, man. It's so good. Well, but I do get sad when the Halloween time is over, but you know what's right around the corner, buddy.
I mean, I get excited when the Halloween time is over because, God damn it, I am so excited for some peppermint tea and some fucking Christmas movies wrapped in a blanket to keep me warm while it's
just
cold.
Like some cozy vibes, man.
Yeah,
some
just
cozy
fucking vibes. Well,
cozy fucking vibes.
Dylan, you are my pumpkin king.
Oh my God, you are my pumpkin queen.
Whoa, now we won't stop till the big ball drops on New Year's. Happy holiday, have a great holiday, have a merry happy holiday.
You're listening to the Geekscape Network.